Hello, everyone. I thought I would talk to you about what I got for Christmas. Now, of course, it was a very cheap Christmas this year, um, mainly because I am going to very most likely be getting, or at least not getting, but picking out a new puppy in January, and that's going to cost quite a bit of money for my birthday, which is next month, although I won't actually take the puppy home until late February or March. And so I didn't ask for anything super extravagant this year for that reason. And so this year was probably one of the cheaper Christmases on record. I got this little stuffed dog, which kind of looks like the coloring that I'm looking for in the new Basset Hound puppy. Because as some of you know, I lost my dog Barney earlier this year, and so this is what I would like the new dog to look like. But to be perfectly honest, I have no idea if he will have these colors or not. So I mean, he'll probably have some of it, but whether or not he'll have some white on him, I don't know. So, but this is one thing I got, and but I'll start with some of the writing related things, like like I got. The plays of Ben Jonson, who now Ben Jonson was probably the second most popular playwright in Elizabethan England. Um, he's also the name of an actor in the 20th century, but no relation. but but anyway, and he wrote mainly comedies, and he's not very well known now because he basically played second fiddle to Shakespeare. He wrote the introduction though for the first folio of Shakespeare, and this is a Norton edition, which Norton editions are can be pretty expensive. This was less so though because it's Ben Jonson, but I've always been curious about his plays, and so this is definitely a nice addition to have. And then I got some I got this writing journal, another one. Even though I already have several, probably far more than I need right now, and I actually picked this out there earlier this year, so I knew I was going to get this, and so but I can think I got this actually in Florida, on the trip to Florida this year. So, but this is a nice writing journal that I may use someday. And then, of course, I got some candy, as well as some some pens, more pens, because it actually took me 11 years, not 11 years, 11 pens to complete the book that I've been working on by hand. So I've used up quite a few pens, so I need all the pens that I can get. And then I got an Amazon card, a $50 Amazon card, but of course from my sister, and of course it can be really difficult to know what to buy because $50 might sound like a lot, but you buy two or three things and it's eaten up, and so a lot of times I spend a long time contemplating because there's been so many times where I place an order and then there's some things that I want that I can't get anymore because I don't have because I spent the Amazon card. And the thing is, though, is that I didn't really get anyone anything else this year. I didn't buy anyone any gifts, mainly because I'm so poor that I didn't earn really that much money this year, and so I couldn't afford to spend gifts on other people. Usually, I'll only spend gifts if my parents give me some money that I can spend, but they really didn't this year. I only got one gift for my sister, one of my sisters, and that was about it. And so then I also got um, the Hammer film Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and the Hammer film Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. I am a huge fan of Hammer horror films or just Dracula and Frankenstein films in general, but they can be kind of difficult to find because they're owned by so many different studios that often you can't get them together in a collection. So I often have to search for them and kind of piece them together, one at a time, in order to to watch the coherent story unfold, and so and very often I watch them out of order. But these are two new additions that I value very nicely, especially because I've just always been a fan of Gothic literature and Gothic storytelling. And so, and then I got um, this was basically nothing but a gag gift. It was like, do not disturb. I'm disturbed enough already. I may put that on my door or something while I'm writing. And then I got the Phantom of the Opera figure, kind of action figure. Um, Lon Chaney's Phantom from the 1920s, and I collect horror action figures and have ever since I was a little kid. And then I got the creature from the Black Lagoon, the 1950s sci-fi film, and I actually met the woman on the cover right here, Julie Adams, when I was about 8 years old, where she saw me carrying a figure of Dracula at this convention, and then she stopped down and talked to me and talked about how she was afraid of Dracula, and hid behind the curtains when she watched it when it originally came out in the 30s. So that's all what I got for Christmas this year. But as I say, I'm probably going to get a puppy in January, which is going to be quite expensive, which is why I didn't get a whole lot for Christmas.